So this week is week 2 of 1 month, and I'm actually recording this really late. So it's actually not week 2. Week 2 happened like a week and a half ago or so. And week 2 was actually kind of interesting. So it didn't go as smooth as week 1 did. Week 1, I feel like I kind of like breezed through it. I was like, yes, I know what I'm doing here. Sweet, I got this. And then I got to week 2, and then week 2, I kind of struggled a little bit, mainly due to the fact that I took like a day break in between videos. So I'd watch like 4, and then I would take like a day and a half break and then watch like 2. So I think that gap kind of like didn't help me click everything together, connect everything together, understand what we were going over. So what I had to do was I had to rewatch everything, and I had to rewatch it before working on that final project, only because when I got to the final project, I was just so lost, and I understood the big picture of what we were trying to do, but I couldn't figure out like what function I had to make. I couldn't figure out if we had to use a for loop or use something else, and I was just like, what is happening? So what I did, I redid all the videos for week 2, and that really helped to kind of like set everything a little bit better. So at the beginning of each week, we kind of go over the goals for the week. So the goals for week 2 were these, which I'm gonna list out to you right now, and I'm gonna read them, so I'm gonna be looking down for like 2 seconds. So we talked a little bit about the DOM, so document object model, and kind of how that worked in conjunction with JavaScript. So that was really cool because I understood what the DOM was, and I've used it before as well, but Chris explains it in a way that kind of made everything a little bit clearer, so that was really cool. We also talked about query selector, so selecting a element from your HTML, whether it's a class or an ID or whatever you're using. Also talked about add event listeners. Then we got into what the project was going to be about. So for the projects, as I mentioned, week 1, or I should have mentioned this, he kind of starts you off on it. So he gives you like the setup for it, and you go over everything, and you kind of get the base out of the way. And then the actual project is functionalities or adding an extra thing to it. So this week the project was a GIPHY search engine. So literally what GIPHY.com does, just we're doing that on our own. We used the GIPHY API. We used document query selectors to grab elements from our page. So we had an input search box, and we also had a go button, which I'm hopefully showing this to you on the screen right now. And so we added an event listener so that we could see when that go button was hit. We also added a keystroke listener, so if you hit the enter button, that'll also count as a search, kind of like initiate search. We use an AJAX request to make that request to the GIPHY API using get. And I kind of stumbled here because in the GIPHY API, there's a query, and that query, usually that's where the search term goes. So I couldn't really wrap my head around how do I make this query kind of like dynamic so that whatever is inputted into that search box is what the query searches for. So I had a little bit of trouble with that. I had to reach out to their Slack support for help, which is fine. It's fine to ask questions, but yeah, it was all cleared up, and I understood it in the end. So it was a very silly mistake, and if I maybe had spent a little bit more time on it, I would have been able to solve that. But yeah. And that was actually pretty much what week 2 was. Pretty intense for me at least, but I'm glad that I was able to submit my assignment and I was able to understand what was going on. So now it's on to week 3, which I'm currently finishing up right now. And then I will hit up week 4. So once that happens, I will leave a video here. A week 3 video should be coming up very, very soon, probably in the next few days. So sorry about this one, it's kind of late, but yeah, 1month.com. JavaScript course, I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and good luck with your coding. Get on with coding. Do the coding stuff.